Good evening and welcome to the Town of Trumbull Water Pollution Control Authority, November 20th, 2025 meeting. I ask the clerk to call roll, please.
Frank Regnieri,
Present.
Bruce Elstein,
Here.
John Green,
Here.
and John Brake.
Here.
We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to call for a motion and a second to approve the October 22nd, 2025 meeting minutes as submitted.
And I move subject to correcting the spelling of my name.
Second.
We have a vote, please. Raise of hands. Margaret, motion passed with unanimous.
Thank you.
So now we're going to move on to new business, and I'm going to turn it over to Bill. There's another project on Reservoir Avenue. So it's next to the one we approved. I understand that had on the agenda last month. So Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, Bill Chin, can you bring in the attendees? I don't know which one is representing this application. I believe it's Alex. And I'll share my screen.
Bill, what is Alex's last name? Okay, he brought him in. Never mind.
Not Alex. Looks like it's Jay Klein.
Hey folks, for the record, my name is Jay Klein. I'm a partner at Carmody, Torrance, Sandak, and Hennessy. If you can let Alex, I'm the zoning lawyer who's working on this project, but if you can make Alex Magoulas a panelist as well, that would be helpful, as he is the project engineer and authored the sewer capacity analysis that you guys obtained a couple of days ago, I believe. While you're
Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me? This is Alex.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
We can hear you both, but we can't see you.
So I'm having some computer issues where my camera, if I turn on my camera, it'll come in like it's the satellite's not working. So that's why my camera's off. I apologize for that. I defer to you all. I'm happy to give sort of a brief overview of the project that we're talking about generally, and then Alex can get into the sewer analysis if that sounds good to you, or if you guys just want to get straight to the heart of it. I'll be 2 minutes or less. We represent the contract purchaser of this site, and it might be helpful if we can go to the next the survey of the property, just so folks can refamiliarize, because I know this is a neighborhood that you all know well. Contract purchaser of 2135 through 2155 Reservoir Avenue, just under 4 acres of land. There are 3 structures that exist on the property today, and if you drive all the back, or if you looked on the satellite image of the property, you'd see, and perhaps some of you are aware of the contractor yard that existed in the rear, and really for the most, I'd say most of the property oriented to the west. Our client is looking to eliminate those industrial uses and build an environmentally sustainable multifamily residential community on the property. This is an aerial, and it just shows the names of the folks who will abut our property. If you go down to the next plan, I think it's our site plan, and you'll see what we're talking about here. We are proposing 2 multifamily buildings that are set back significantly from the Reservoir Avenue, the frontage of the street. Typically, I believe there's a setback requirement of 40 feet for buildings. We're I think almost doubling that. All buildings, the front building will be set back 86 feet from the street, and we have a robust landscaping program that calls for a number of street trees up and down Reservoir Avenue. So the buildings that we're proposing, while they are providing a number of necessary homes, they will be effectively invisible for folks traveling up and down Reservoir Avenue. There'll be a total of 150 apartments between the 2 buildings. and I believe 80% of them are one-bedroom apartments, and they're kind of more efficiencies than one bedroom. So something for young professionals or perhaps even seniors who are looking for a less in terms of managing a full single-family residence or something like that. Certainly available to folks who work in the town of Trumbull, both town employees, Board of Education employees, and other folks who work in businesses in the community. A couple of really great things, and then get into the good news about the sewer capacity, is that this project will really bring a lot of economic value to the town of Trumbull. I believe the taxes, the property taxes that are derived on this site today are $25,000. Constructions of these buildings will increase the property tax to $725,000. That's an annual amount that's coming into the town of Trumbull that can be put to good use. The sewer connection fee, something that you folks may be interested in, just over $1 million. So that's an important one-time fee that'll come to the town. Building permit fee, $300,000 as well. So a really good economic story to tell here for the town. And will also help and this next piece is more so for your colleagues on the Planning and Zoning Commission, but this project will help the town earn a moratorium from the 830G Connecticut General Statute on Affordable Housing, because it will help the town earn something that are called housing unit equivalency points. This project will earn the town 105 of those points. The town needs a little over 200 points to get that moratorium, and so this project will help the town achieve that important goal too. I can expand on any of that stuff if you like, but I know this is the WPCA, so I think you want to hear from Alex more than from me, but I wanted you all to have that kind of general context of this project before you get into it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bill?
thanks, Jay. If you guys would like me to kind of work through the utility plan a little bit, talk about the sewer, would you mind scrolling down to sheet 2.51? Perfect. So as you can see, the building closest to Reservoir Ave on the east side constitutes 70 units in that building. The back building, 80 units. They'll be serviced by a 6-inch sanitary main that eventually combines into an 8-inch before connecting into the 8-inch in Reservoir Ave. Based on our calculations and the Connecticut Public Health Code, we went with the same amount of gallons per day that would be used by a standard, each bedroom by code would use 150 gallons per day. So we use that for our calculations. At 178 total bedrooms times 150 gallons per day, we come up with about 26,700 gallons per day. This would be gravity flow, so there's no force mains involved here or pump stations, anything like that. That's pretty much the summary that I have. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything that you want me to expand on that?
There's a question of some of the 2 bedrooms have dens. Are they truly dens, or are they could be bedrooms as well?
No, they're dens. Those are really, there's a little bit of extra space that's tucked in behind the elevator in the building. So it's actually used as a den. I don't think it's big enough to be even considered to be a bedroom. So it's kind of like an L shape. It just adds a little bit more floor space.
Thanks.
Let's see. 150.
So,
Go ahead.
Bill, why don't you go ahead? As you might realize we just got this delivered to Bill on the 12th, I believe, hand delivered, and just started looking at it. So,
Yes.
Bill, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, let me see. Hey, Bill, could you bring in Christine? She's not in the attendance. So,
She's here.
I'm here.
oh, you're here. Christine,
I'm
could
just
you?
turned off.
Oh. Could you
Let's see.
expand on your ideas about the connection?
Sure. Can you all hear me okay? My video doesn't seem to be working.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, we
Okay.
can hear-
So when we review these kinds of developments or even individual home plans for the town, we look at, there's a standard approach we suggest to the WPCA for using for flow, how to analyze flow, because as you can imagine, every developer might approach it slightly different. So when this goes under review, we'll make some suggestion changes on how to calculate flow for this development, including a town-specific peaking factor for peak flows, and then allotment for II. So I can forecast that being one of the suggestions we make to the WPCA. We haven't seen the plan, so I don't know if there's anything from a constructability standpoint that we would offer. But we usually look at all aspects of the project when we're asked to review it.
All right.
So
So these
your-
are,
your-
I see,
your
I see.
intent-
Oh, go ahead.
So, Bill, your intent is to review it and be prepared, hopefully by the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
go ahead,
Just
John. I'm
doing a
sorry.
little quick math. There's 25,000 roughly square feet of footprint, 5 stories each. That's 125,000, 150 units. That means it's about 800 feet per unit, including all common space and everything else, as well as the unit. So these really are very small units.
That's
Right.
correct. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it's unlikely you're going to see a lot of people in any of these units,
Yeah.
on average.
Yeah,
That's a
they're
great
typical-
observation.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Okay,
No,
all right.
yeah. I mean, even the 2 bedrooms, are not something that, these are on the smaller end when you look at other options that are out there in the market, I'd say. Yeah.
You want,
Are there
if you
any
want-
other, I was just wondering if there's any other plans uses for the structures, like are there restaurants on the lower level or anything like that?
No, and I'm
No.
sorry, this is purely residential. So it's just a residential community. No mix of uses or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's really geared towards single young professionals. It's not really designed for families. It's mostly just going to be single uses.
you have several of these applications right now in Connecticut. You have, I went on your website, I guess you have one done in New London? Or,
Yes. Yeah. And just to clarify, neither Alex nor I are vessel employees. We're a lawyer and project engineer retained by them. But Vessel does have other developments. One that's up and running in New London, Connecticut. There's another that should be opening, I believe, in February, knocking on wood, February 2026 in Cheshire, Connecticut as well. So yes, there are other examples of these buildings that have come online.
So I guess we're gonna hold this in abeyance until next month. Margaret, we don't need to vote on that, do we? I mean, Bill just got the applications in.
It might be best to vote on a postponement to the next meeting.
All right. Does anybody have any questions? And I wanted to add, if you go to Vessel's website, you can get they have a video of one of their completed complexes or a rendering of a complex to give you an idea of what they are. But anyway, does anybody have any other questions before I ask for a motion?
Yeah, I
I
do.
have a question.
John, go ahead.
Have you had any studies done with regards to the capacity of the pipe in in the road, because taking into account all the other buildings that are using that, is there enough capacity left for your project?
Well, John, that'll be part of what Christine and her company look at before the next
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, thanks.
Mr. Nugent.
Yeah, I do. Noting, of course, what the chairman said, that we're going to conduct our own analysis, but I think John's question is still appropriate. Did you perform your own analysis on that point?
No, we have not.
You're not. Okay. My question maybe to Jay Klein is, I think you said that, I think it was you that was speaking about the moratorium analysis.
Yeah.
Did you perform that based on data that you collected yourself, or did anyone from the town assist you with providing any data for that conclusion?
Well, I conducted that analysis, and I was able to come to those numbers by looking at the state regulations that govern the issuance of moratorium points, and different types of units or different types of apartments earn different quantities of points. The apartment mix that we're proposing here would earn 105. What I can tell you, with absolute certainty, is 105 points towards a moratorium. So I think the next, and this may be what you're getting at, Mr. Nugent, is so how many points? If that's many points you would get us, how many points does the town of Trumbull need to earn a moratorium? And that I can only guess by looking at, I think it's a percentage of homes based on the last US Census. And I believe Trumbull needs 260 points, 250, 260 points to get to a moratorium. So this project alone would be, a big chunk towards that, right? 39, 40% of what's needed. What I don't know, the town or someone in the town may know, and I'm sure is keeping track of, is how many points Trumbull already has in the bank. In other words, I don't think we would be going from 0 to 105. I think, we're probably adding 105 to points you already have. So, even if you were going to from 0 to 105, that'd be pretty darn good. But I think it's better than that. It's just I don't have those numbers, and I don't want to speak out of turn on that. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
You answered my question. Yes, I just wanted
Okay.
to see what you had obtained for data on that point. But what you described is an accurate way to look at it. But we have a certain number of points. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but we're not starting at 0. But I'm not sure we're all the way to the maximum, even with the 105. But it can be determined. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's kind of just on that point, because I'm not on my WPC, I'm on the Planning and Zoning Commission, right next door. I'm in Easton, and when you're looking at these types of projects, what you want to find a site where you can really rack up a good amount of points in a way that's not obtrusive or intrusive into a neighborhood. You want to find big sites where you can set buildings back and earn a lot of these points to get your moratorium. And I think, again, this is more planning and zoning than WPCA, but I think that's a really important thing to consider in thinking about this strategically for the town. So.
It's a fair point, but I understand what you're saying. Have you gone to any other commissions in town at this point, or were you starting here?
No, we have not. This is our first go around. And again, I'm sorry for my technological difficulties. And we can go through more images and stuff like that if you all would like. But we expect to be going to the police commission at their next meeting. I believe we'll be with the Planning and Zoning Commission at their meeting in December as well, which I think is the 17th. So I just when you all were talking about continuing this to your next agenda, I just want to make sure that we know what your date and time will be, so that we can make sure we're everywhere we need. We're everywhere we need to be. I guess.
Margaret, do you have that date?
It's the third Wednesday in December. I can pull it up real quick.
Okay.
December 17th.
Okay. And that would be at 6:00 as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because I think we'll be with your colleagues on the P and Z Commission. I believe they start at 7:30 on the
They do.
17th. So
I
that
think
should be,
is it 7 or 7:30? Bill?
At 7:30.
Okay.
Excuse me.
okay. So Alex and I will need to get dinner early that night, I think is what.
That's right.
Okay, that's it. That's it for me at this time. Thanks.
Great.
Anybody else have any questions? So can I have a motion to defer consideration of this development until the December 17th meeting?
So moved.
If I may, can I suggest that you defer it to the next regular meeting, just in case we have weather?
Okay.
Okay, I'll move
So-
it that way then.
All
Defer
right,
to
I
the
need a
next
second.
meeting.
Have a second.
Second.
We have a vote. Margaret, the motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klein, and I'll just say Alex, okay? Magoulas, I
fine.
could say it.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, before we thank you all for your time, and I should have mentioned earlier two other. There's no need to bring them on, but Kyle Stein, who's one of the project managers for Vessel Real Estate, he was on the call with us this evening, as was my associate Madison Smith. So we're all grateful for your time, and we look forward to further conversations with you all.
Thank you. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
You too.
Yes,
Happy
thank you all.
Thanksgiving. Take care.
Bill, the next item is the non-resident sanitary sewer connection. And you're going to speak to that.
Yes, the Bridgeport WPCA called me up and informed me that the resident for that from Shelton that wanted to connect to our sewer system was denied because they have changed their regulation or the way they interpret their regulation or the contract with Trumbull is that Trumbull has to come into the and request that a non-resident be brought into our system. And I don't think that we need to on the behalf of non-residents, go and solicit support to connect to our system.
So this is new. It used to be that we would tell the non-resident to go to Bridgeport first, seek their approval. You would confirm it, and then we would then consider it at a meeting.
Right, that has changed.
So you'd have to send somebody to physically appear in front of their meeting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, I've advised the engineering department that they have no obligation to run around the Bridgeport or elsewhere trying to obtain approvals for non-residents to connect. So I don't believe we're going to be doing that.
Thanks.
Out of curiosity, is there any hidden motivations for why they've changed this position?
Interpretation of the contract? I don't know.
Yeah, supposedly a Bridgeport city attorney reads our contract with between Trumbull and Bridgeport to require that someone on behalf of Trumbull seeks the approval. I don't know why, but that was that's the new reading of the 11-year-old contract.
So just going forward, some non-resident could approach us to seek our support to go to Bridgeport.
They could ask, but
They just ask Bill and we could just say no.
Well, we could
the
give our
question is,
support, but-
are they literally requiring somebody from Trumbull to, as you noted before, appear and make a formal request? That's that's significantly different in process than, ours is basically signing off on an approved connection from Bridgeport's perspective. So that puts it all in Bill's hands, and I don't see any reason we would do that unless there's a really strong motivation that somebody had sewage gushing into Trumbull, perhaps, but
Yeah, I don't think we should.
I
I don't
can't
think
see
we
us
should.
being the ones to lead that.
I don't see us going out and soliciting non-residents to hook up and sponsoring them, but we can't just close the door. We don't know what's in the future. Like you said, there could be an emergency and it may be to our benefit. But anyway, well, now we know the protocol, so we'll have to address it as it comes up.
Yeah.
Any other questions on that topic? If not, Bill's gonna go over, there's been a application to reinstate the Trumbull Center sewer connection approval. So Bill, just give us a little background, because I don't think John was with us when we did this before, and what happened and all that.
Yes, previously the Trumbull Center had come to us for an approval, and it was determined that they had an I&I problem, and that they needed to correct that I&I problem. And they were given dates when they needed to do that. They had failed to meet that deadline, and we rescinded their WPCA approval. After that, they did reline the pipe and corrected their I&I problem. And actually, the flows actually went down. I know Mr. Peter DiNardo is in the waiting in the attendance. Bill, could you please bring him in? But the flows have been, I did get videos of the pipelining. They did a good job. They went in there in between Christmas and New Year's, and they lined the pipe when it was a low flow, and they did a good job. Peter, do you have anything to say? Are you there?
You're on mute, Peter.
Yes. Hello, my name is Peter DiNardo, and I had a little issue getting in. I didn't realize I had to be let in, so I was trying to call in. But Chairman and Commissioners, thank you for taking the time to consider this. As Bill indicated, we had completed a successful relining of the pipe using incredible technology, which is being used all over New York City to reline older water mains and sewer pipes. And, it's best that sewage flows by way of gravity versus pump. So it's our Trumbull Center's desire to reinstate and amend its prior approvals to use its existing sewer main that's gravity fed. It's a 6-inch main. It has more than ample capacity, as Bill indicated. There's no site disturbance, and we're just using the existing infrastructure as opposed to putting a newer sewer line up to White Plains Road operated by pump and backup generator. That's as technical as I could get, but I think Bill is very familiar with, the project. He and the town used its resources to scope the line, review the flow, determined there's infiltration. And now that it's fixed, he has reviewed the filming of the line pipe. And it's pretty incredible, what was done. But once we had that, and we were able to not dig things up and worry about the Tennessee pipeline, that was always our goal, to use that. So that we request an amendment to the prior approval reinstatement so we can proceed accordingly.
Just a quick, Peter, there's no change in any plan for the building, no added units, no change in what you submitted on the original application.
No, the building is as it was approved.
Okay.
Was there an issue? Maybe I'm trying to remember that back with year and a half ago or whenever that actually was. That line that runs along the back of the property, which was, I'm glad you fixed it because it was the infiltration was down by the river, and potential overflows as well would be down by the river. Also, am I making this up? Does that line go across an adjoining property, or I know it meets somewhere farther down White Plains Road to the east of the what we generally think of as Trumbull Center. Does that go across an adjoining property, or am I making that up?
It is in I believe, Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's in a parcel that is leased to Trumbull Center?
Well, yeah, so to give you some history of that pipe, the pipe was actually installed by the town of Trumbull prior to my involvement and my family's involvement with Trumbull Center on property that was currently, formerly it was owned and operated as Trumbull Center School. That property was subsequently sold where 888 White Plains Road was built. However, but easements were granted at the time the line was built. So to answer your question, initially it was town property. Easements were granted to Trumbull Center. Now Trumbull Center has a 100-year lease on the property on which the line runs, in addition to the easements. But this is something Bill and I had discussed. I learned a lot about it because we were trying to figure out, the history of it. And it was, I think, installed, in the 70s, 76, 75, but it was owned by the town. However, easements were granted to the parcel. So that's the good news.
Bottom line, Bill, you're comfortable that for purposes of maintenance and proper, control, that both Trumbull Center and the town have the access they need to maintain that pipe and make sure there's no problems.
So Trumbull
I
Center.
don't think it's our pipe, John.
Right. It's not our
It's
pipe.
not our pipe, but whatever's necessary in order to maintain that pipe.
It goes into our manhole. So we maintain from manhole downstream and upstream, but not on that lateral coming in
I
from
understand.
Trumbull Center.
Yep.
I understand, but I always like to know that there's maintenance has been thought of, and frankly, if one of the things in some of these projects that's come up is if we have to move in, like in the case of the Hawley Lane, that we are able to do so if we need to. For something that's fairly substantive, this is not just a single house lateral, obviously.
Yeah, no, we do.
I think that's a question to you, Bill.
We do have easements.
Okay.
So Bill,
Sorry.
just to refresh our memory, because there's when they reapplied to reinstate, they listed the number of units and the number of commercial establishments, and you figured out the number of equivalent connections and all that?
Yes, we have.
And it hasn't changed since the last.
That's what Peter stated.
That's accurate. No changes to what you've previously saw, other than the way the sewage is being used. And
right, I recall that the lift pump was put in. You wanted to originally use the gravity, and then it was in bad shape. Decided to put the lift pump in, but now you're just going back to the gravity.
That's correct, Chairman.
So, Bill, do you happen to have those numbers? If we're going to vote on this, I don't know if we should, list the number of connections.
Do not have those numbers handy, but you could reference that in your approval.
Okay, and the connection fee is how much per unit or per equivalent unit?
Whatever there was at the time of the application.
Okay, so we'll have to reference back to the original approved application, and that'll be the number of connections and the connection fee.
I believe that was 3,500 per unit.
Great.
Mr. DiNardo will
Right.
will confirm
And
that.
Bill, you have no problems at all with this new alternate. I mean, it's sort of going back to what we might have expected before there was even proposed to put a pump station there, but you're comfortable with it.
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Any
Then
other
I would
questions?
move to approve this, consistent with the connection fees as established in the original approval of, we'll have to insert a date here. I'm not sure what that date was. To enable this project.
I have
Second.
a second, have a vote. Margaret, it passed with unanimous consent.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Nardo, thank you. Good luck with your project.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, Bill and Attorney Nugent.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bill, you're up again. You're gonna bring us through the 5-year capital plan.
I just need to get to the backup.
Bill, I'm surprised there's no pipe failures on the Whitney Avenue force main.
Just you wait.
Not mention that.
I saw the Amazon making that sewer connection on, I don't know the name of the road
Spring Hill.
by the, yeah.
Right, let me enlarge my screen. So this is, and I'll share my screen in 1 second. This is the proposed 5-year capital plan. Let me share my screen. Can you see that?
Yeah, can you make it a little bigger, please?
Okay.
Perfect. Now just center it and we're good. Maybe you made it too big. Maybe try to make it smaller. So it's, there you go.
All right.
Just pull it to the right. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So in 2026, we've added 400,000 for pump station, sewer evaluation and preliminary design. This seems to be an ongoing problem that we need to have design money in there. So I actually put in the next 5 years, 400,000. Now, the Wildwood pump station, we're still in the design phase, but I have 2 million as an earmark for that. Various force main evaluation for pump stations. It actually 250,000. This is also
The
ongoing.
Wildwood Pump Station, that's the one over by the lake.
That's correct. That was the
Bruce's
one that
backyard.
was the worst, in my opinion.
Yeah. Bruce is gonna wake up to some smell one day.
Yeah.
That's a scary looking place over there.
Yeah, it is. And we don't have backup pumps or anything, and it's our most fragile. And it actually, the pump station pumps a lot more than you would think, because it takes pretty much from the Madison Middle School and north. So it takes a lot of flow.
Bill, for that pump station, are you going to be replacing the pumps?
Yes. Yes. So the thought is to go to a submersible pump station where we don't have to go down 30 feet into the ground to maintain the pumps. We pull them up on a crane. Kind of like what you saw at Reservoir and Old Town. That similar configuration.
So,
Did you have to get those pumps from overseas or something?
We've been using flight pumps that are made by Xylem, and that's in Sweden.
Sweden. So how long is the lead time to get those? I'm just curious.
Well, after it's I know during COVID we waited a long time,
Hmm.
but it's probably a few months.
Yeah, okay.
Bill, the 20 or 30% design has already been achieved, and they got to go ahead on the approach, the engineering firm. And I think that's Arcadis, right?
That's correct.
Where do they stand with their
So
design?
they gave me the initial preliminary design concept that I'm just reviewing for before they go into a final design, and I'll send that to you, Frank, after I finish reading it.
All right. So they're not going to be done for a while.
No, they may so if we got to the end of the year, we'd be doing good.
I'm just, when you look at that pump station, it's pretty nerve-wracking. Makes you nervous. Okay, but it'll definitely go next year, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
our
I would
fiscal,
think that's my intention anyway.
and this is the fiscal year, 2026 or calendar year?
It'd be 2026 calendar year. So capital planning goes by the year. Operating goes by fiscal.
All right. I guess the next one is the Park Avenue pump station.
Yes, no. Well, that's out there too. That's out in 27, 28. And then we have force main evaluations, I&I, gravity main pipelining. These, unfortunately, we need to carry a number. Maybe as we move on and we'll be able to lower these numbers, but I don't think at this point in time that not having these numbers in some kind of schedule is not prudent.
Why is the Whitney Avenue pump station so far out?
Whitney?
Whitney is in a better shape than Merritt Boulevard. Merritt Boulevard is actually another problem station.
What were the three that Arcadis is designing?
That's the third. So the three are Wildwood, Merritt, and Whitney, and then they're 26, 27, and 28.
I just didn't know why you wouldn't bring Whitney in to bring it in a year, but I guess there's
Got
only
some
so
big
many
everything
numbers
all at
already
once.
in those years.
Yeah.
Big
I mean,
numbers.
I think
Um,
between the three of them, you're talking probably close to realistically $8 to $10 million.
Yeah, we knew that.
The Beardsley Force Main bill, the phase two. I'm trying to remember what that would cover. What range?
That would bring us up to the crossing underneath Route 25.
Okay,
So
and we
that'd
was
bring
in
us
the
under the
park, obviously,
Pequannock.
from the crossing. So
Yeah.
we'd be everything downstream from the from the pump station to our connection with Bridgeport. That would all be done.
No, that's a lot longer. This is just up to and under the Pequannock River. Which
Yeah,
is
then
They're a lot longer than they seem to be.
it keeps
but okay.
going up the hill past Home Depot, right, Bill?
It goes up the hill past Home Depot and it keeps going down the Pond Street, all the way down to Pond Street. So it's after it goes past Home Depot, there's still another half mile or plus.
Really? Wow. Okay. And do we have any sense of what condition that's in?
Yes, we did that pipe diver, and they seem to believe that it was in good shape. If you remember, Vanessa gave
Yeah, I vaguely remember she had the whole map of, with the little spots where they found problems.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize it was quite that long. Wow.
it's approximately 2 miles.
Okay.
Hey, Bill,
Yes.
do you know how much bonding is being carried now for WPCA projects, just to compare these numbers?
Give me a minute.
Because you bring these bonding proposals to the finance department for approval, right?
Yeah, well, but this is
This is the 5-year plan.
so last year we bonded we had, I don't know if this is our plan or this is the actual last year's proposal for bonding was 5,400,000, and what they actually bonded, I have to go back into.
Okay,
But
so it would be up to.
the proposal was actually more than this, but I don't think that they actually bonded that amount.
I could potentially look that up from the council and send it out tomorrow.
Okay,
And so for the next 3 years, we're looking at an average of a little over 5 million a year.
Yep.
If these numbers turn out to be correct, which we hope they're at least in the neighborhood or high. And then obviously the out years, we'll see.
I assume these are 20-year bonds on these, right?
That's correct.
So we're accumulating that bonding total. All right.
Are the bonds paid back from the general revenues? From the WPCA?
Yes.
I think they're packaged like that, John. Yeah, there's with various other bond issues for one large package. Yeah, we bring these to outside bond counsel. Right now it's at Robinson and Cole to handle our bonding issues.
I do have Holly Lane pump station on here too, which I did get the preliminary design that I have to review too.
Are you replacing pumps there or just or maintenance?
Replacing pumps in condition. They're in horrible condition.
You're doing everything there, right? Electrical
That's
panels.
that's going to be supported by a lien against the property, right?
That's
Yeah, we're going to assess that on the owner, right?
What kind of priority does the lien have? Does it jump over any mortgages? Otherwise, I'd be concerned about, whether that's,
Retail and valuations. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Generally,
don't,
they do.
yeah.
I can double check. We're going in, well after the fact here, I guess. But some of these pump stations were initially constructed under, I would say, peculiar circumstances.
well, there's not much we can do. I mean, we need to do it, so.
Let me ask you a question. Do they even, did they ever respond back to your inquiries, Jim?
No, no. I
Because-
didn't keep after that guy, time and time again, but he ignored it as far as I know.
You can just levy somebody's property? I guess so, right?
Well, we definitely can. Bruce asked a fair question though in terms of priority. I'm sure they got financing on there. I have to look
I
into it.
don't know how we jumped ahead. We're not municipal taxes.
Say that again, John?
We're not the same as municipal taxes, so I don't think we jump ahead.
Yeah, could be.
All right, well, that's somewhat problematic, but what choices do we have? I don't think we have the option to shut them off and shut down an entire retail
That's a
plaza.
big plaza. Seems to be pretty active.
But it is kind of concerning if they didn't respond at all and didn't acknowledge who owns that property.
I got the name in their tax appeal. It's not a name you'd recognize, or National Retail something or other. Nothing remarkable about the name. They were, I don't know.
It's not one of these go grab a dying mall type operations.
No, they've been running it for many years.
So they'll take this 990,000 and assess it at full value and amortize it over 20 years with some interest impugned on it?
Yes.
And then what do they do? Is it part of their tax bill or is it a separate bill?
I don't know if the tax collector bills it separately or on one bill, but they get a bill for it.
Wouldn't it be the same as a residential house? When they put the sewers in, each property owner who connects is assessed a fee and you pay it out. It's got to be something similar.
You get assessed whether you connect or not.
True. Yep.
The residential.
It is, Bruce. The difference
Yeah.
is that this is a pump station on a piece of private property that was put there for them. It's just the way it was done back then is not the way I would recommend doing it now. That's for sure.
I mean, the alternative is do nothing, and when and if it fails, it gets shut down, and the property becomes useless until it's fixed.
But
that's right.
But we've been maintaining this pump station. I don't know how long.
At least since I've been here. But prior to that, I believe it was.
Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, but my memory is on this one, the owner paid for the pump station, but the town just automatically assumed the maintenance obligations. Is that right?
That's correct.
And then the one on Park Avenue, the town paid to install and maintains it.
Right.
Right? It's a small one, but that's with another weird one as far as I was concerned.
Yep.
Okay. And what is this is the garage floor bill for the Beardsley
Yes.
pump station?
Yep. And we haven't gotten very far on that, but that's a number I'm working with.
It's a scary project.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of garages with with open to the underneath to where you have a pump station. It's an interesting structure. If it was a parking garage, you could shut down what's underneath it while you fix it. You can't do that in this instance, so I'm not sure how you're going to do that.
There's hardly any room between the pipes and the ceiling, too.
Yeah, well, it wasn't designed apparently with this type of maintainability in mind, so it is what it is. Okay.
So
Do we have
that's
to
that.
take an action here? I mean,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I would ask for a motion to approve and a second.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Have a vote, please. Margaret, the motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're on to the election of officers.
Who wants to run?
I gotta
Who's
go.
who's the current secretary? Is that you?
For office, I mean. I didn't know that we ever elected one.
We did. It was Gelderman.
Oh, boy.
There you go. It was
That's a little
so important
outdated.
that we didn't.
John, didn't we make you an officer when your first day here?
Don't think so. No.
I
so
just
they
were-
quickly remember that. I think he was vice president or secretary, one of the two.
I think you got elected when you were not here, John. You didn't even know it.
Okay.
Who are the officers?
We lose Margaret?
You didn't lose me. No, we actually do not. We have not had a vice chairman for a while. He never got replaced. I believe that was Andy Palo.
Jeez.
Wow.
You are the chairman, Frank.
Yes.
Bruce used to be the secretary, but he actually ended up nominating Gelderman. So we basically have been flying by the seat of our pants.
I moved John Bright to be vice chairman and Frank be chairman and John Green be secretary.
That's kind of how Gelderman ended up being the secretary.
We have a
Bruce,
second
you're
to that.
You're such a helpful guy, Bruce.
We
However, I'm fine with that. So
yeah. Do we have a second for that?
sure.
So we have a vote. So that's it. So it's John, you're going to vote for yourself. Raise your hand. Margaret, we have our officers. John is our secretary. John Green is our vice chairman, and I stay on as chairman.
I think he did it the reverse.
I think you reversed it. You reversed the Johns.
JON is what?
I'll take the
vice
wonderful
chairman.
job of secretary since it carries so much responsibility.
Okay.
And JOHN will be the vice chairman.
But by the way,
Which means as long as you're healthy, Frank, he doesn't have anything to do either. So
Yeah, but if I miss and he misses, then you're in charge.
I've been through that before. So
Actually, secretaries do have a role. I forget, because I was secretary at one time.
It's for the correspondence usually.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw this out there. If anybody on the commission knows of any other person that might be interested, we should have 5 members and preferably an alternate, but we really need to pick up a 5th person. I tried a few people that were not interested in the past.
Can we just kind of go back over? You kind of did it pretty
Yeah,
confusing.
Frank's chair.
Vice
Yes,
chair
I have.
is,
John
John Bright.
that's
Bright.
what I have. Okay, very good. John Green is secretary,
Yes.
sure.
and Frank is going to remain as chairman.
Yes.
And we're doing that all by one motion and one
Yeah.
second.
Works for
Okay,
me.
very good.
Frank, you've done a fine job.
Yeah.
Is that unanimous consent?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Very good.
So if anybody comes up with any names, let me know. We can try to approach someone to get a 5th member on here so we can keep a quorum. 2 people are out, then we're stymied.
I tried to get my neighbor who's a licensed architect, but he didn't take the bait. I can ask him again. He's pretty sharp. Cornell grad.
Yeah, see if he's interested.
Okay. With that, can we everybody we're gonna review the meeting dates. And we have to vote on them. So January 28th, these are all next year, February 25th, March 25th, April 22nd, May 27th, June 24th, July 22nd, September 23rd, October 28th, November 13th, which is the third Wednesday, like we did this year, and December 16th, which is also the third Wednesday, and January 27th of 2027.
I heard
Anybody
you
have any
say November
concerns?
13. I thought you meant November 18 is what I'm reading on the screen.
Oh, yeah, I read it wrong. I'm going in for my other eye surgery on December 3rd, so I'll hopefully correct that problem.
Do we need to vote?
It's just, I just like to point out that it's 6 PM is the meeting date, is the meeting time.
The time is 6 p.m.
And we will continue by video conference.
Yeah, let's,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I think it works for everybody, but I'm not adverse to meeting in person. If we could
I
leave
prefer-
it as video conference now. If we want to change it, we could talk about it next year.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So as shown on the screen, could we have a motion to approve the proposed meeting dates?
So moved.
Motion, John seconded, vote. Margaret, the motion passed unanimously.
Very good.
I think that's it, unless somebody has anything to talk about. Okay, with that, can I have, you all have a nice Thanksgiving? Hopefully you're not traveling anywhere. I guess my wife flew back from Florida. She had no problems, so I think airlines are back to normal.
Very good.
Anyway,
Happy holidays to everybody.
yeah, we
Yeah,
have a
let's
See you
motion.
guys.
I need a
Happy
motion
Thanksgiving.
to
Motion to get out of
adjourn,
here.
second, and a vote. Who seconded it? Was that John? Okay. Margaret, the motion to adjourn passed unanimously.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Take care.
Thanks.
Happy
Thanks for your work,
Thanksgiving.
Bill. Thanks, Margaret. Good night.